Hi, so welcome to section 6, video 30, and in this video we're going to be covering the first of 5 link building strategies, this one focusing on guest posting. So link building is a practice that goes on, it isn't breaking any Google guidelines, providing the links that you are building are of quality. As we've talked about already, if you were to take part in link networks, which are just full of spammy links to spammy websites, that's a big no-no. This is sometimes referred to as black hat SEO, but no, this sort of SEO, which is building links, this is absolutely fine to do, and I'll be showing you some strategies to do this. So the first one, like I say, is all about guest posting, and here essentially is the strategy. So in Google, we're going to be looking at healthy eating blogs, so I will type healthy eating blogs, and then speech marks, submit a guest post. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is we'll then start to look at some of these websites that pop up in the search results, and then we're going to check them to see would they be a good fit based on those 5 checks we saw in the previous video. So thinking about, do they have a high domain authority? Do they have a lot of organic keywords they're ranking for? That sort of thing. So we're going to check that in SEMrush. The next thing will be then to track these websites that we think could be a good match in a spreadsheet. And I'll be giving you the spreadsheet that you can use for your own work as a template in the resources of this video. Next, we'll then send unique content to each website to avoid duplicate content. So the whole purpose of guest posting, of course, is to provide value to these other websites. So you'd want to create unique content for each of these websites. In other words, not send the same piece of content to all these websites that you're reaching out to, because then you'd have issues of duplicate content, which is frowned upon by Google, and it can actually penalize your website. And then finally, if the website that in question doesn't have a form that we can go to reach out to them, I'm going to show you an email template you can use, which has been really effective for the clients I've worked with. So with all this being said, we're now going to jump into Google to go through this process. Okay, so as you can see, we're now in Google, and the first thing I'm going to search is healthy eating blogs, speech marks, submit a guest post. So in Google language, this is known as a search operator, and it's important to have the submit a guest post bit in speech marks because this tells Google that we are looking for web pages that have this information in them, usually as a title. So without it, we're not going to get we're just going to get a random bunch of information about those words, but actually with that search operator, it just narrows it down a lot more. You'll see what I mean. So I'm just going to click enter. What we see now are a bunch of blogs relating to submitting a guest post. So for example, this one here, another one bites thecrustblog.com, submit your guest post. Scroll down a bit more. So you also got effective ultimate list of health blogs that accept guest posts. We could even click on that. I'll open that in a new tab. Another one here, how to submit a guest post for Carob Cherub. Let's try it. So let's click on this one, see what we get. I'm just thinking of carrots. It's probably nothing to do with that at all. And it gives us information here how to submit a guest post for this particular website. So it says here there's a form at the bottom of the page to submit a guest post. We'll go to there shortly. And it has a bunch of information saying what we can write about, what it's looking for. So guest post on tips or strategies for healthy eating / healthier eating, etc. A few more requirements here. So post needs to be 750 words or more after editing, that sort of thing. If, like I say, if we went right to the bottom of the page, we then have a form we could fill out to submit a guest post entry. So that's pretty handy. If I go back to that other website that I opened another search result, so effective business ideas, the ultimate list of health blogs that accept guest posts, and if I scroll down, so we've got 4hourworkweek.com, and it actually gives us some information here, which is quite useful. So we may check on some of these websites. Greatest.com. We've also got sciencebasedmedicine.org, psychcentral.com, mastercleanse.org. You get the idea. There's a bunch of different websites. So how would we then determine which website we actually want to, or websites we want to reach out to see if we can submit a guest post? Well, this is where we're going to turn once again to SEMrush. So if I go back to SEMrush here, I'm just going to go to the dashboard, and whilst that's loading, I'm going to copy the domain of the carobcherub.com. So in other words, the full URL is carobcherub.com/guest-post. We don't need that guest-post bit, so we don't need the full URL. We're just looking for the domain, which in this case is carobcherub.com. So I'm just going to copy that, and then I'm going to paste it into the backlink analytics like we saw in one of the previous videos. And let's just see what sort of information we get. So we're looking, of course, at the authority score, which is a proxy for domain authority. We're looking at number of referring domains. We're also looking at the number of keywords and the number of monthly visits. So authority score above 25, that's good to see. Number of monthly visits above 200. So again, that's good to see. Number of keywords above 100. So that too is good to see. So it's looking very good. And if I scroll down a bit more, you can see a bunch more information there. But the thing I'm going to check is actually the backlinks themselves. Like we did in one of the previous videos. If I then go down to here, so I'm just wanting to look at the total number of referring domains, which it said was above the number we were looking for. And this will tell us a bit more information about these referring domains. So yeah, 699, comfortably above 50. And even when we take out the no follow links, we still see these follow links comfortably above 50, just over 400. So that's all looking good. In terms of the quality of these links, so actually on the face of it, they all look pretty good. So authority 45, the down, I'm not going to check these in detail, but 25, 25, you get the idea. They look pretty good. I dare say if we get to the scroll to the bottom, we're going to get some slightly dodgier looking links, but all in all, I'd say this, on the face of it, looks like a good website we want to get a link to. So the next step then would be to continue with this process, finding as many of these websites as possible. And what we do is actually put them into a spreadsheet like this. So I'm going to give you the access to this spreadsheet, just a very simple spreadsheet, as you can see, but there will be a template in the resources of this video. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy in the website domain there, the domain authority. I could check on a website like moz.com, but actually just for this, I'm going to say that the proxy of the authority score will do me fine. So 34, I'll type into this spreadsheet. Referring domains, which was comfortably over 50, I think it was 400 and something, if I remember rightly. No, I was completely wrong, 696. So I'll put that in as well. And you get the idea. So you just fill out the rest of this information. So traffic, keywords, and that's the main things. These other three columns, so article written, this is just an internal note to say, have you actually written content if you're wanting to submit a guest post to this particular website? Yes, have you submitted it? And then when did you submit it? So really useful website. And then once you've written the content, you can then go back to that particular website, go down to the bottom, fill in the details of this form and submit your guest post. Now, what happens if the website doesn't actually have a form like this? Let's say they just had a standard landing page and they gave you some information about how to submit a guest post, but they didn't have a form. What can you do then? Well, don't worry, I have you covered, because you can use this template, which will also be linked to in the resources of this video, and it is very successful. Has led a lot of clients of mine to have success when it comes to reaching out and doing guest posts. So the template goes as follows. So hi, name, whatever your name is. I was researching about the name of the topic today and came across your website. It houses a great collection of high quality articles. I'm reaching out to see if I can contribute a high quality post to your blog. Below are the topics which I can write a well-researched post on. So name of the topic 1, name of topic 2, name of topic 3. Look forward to hopefully hearing from you soon with one of the topics above, and I'd send you the draft as soon as possible. Many thanks, your name. So yeah, really simple outreach strategy. And of course, by providing guest content, you're providing tangible benefits to these blogs, and then you can then link to your own website within these blogs. Hope you found this strategy useful. I'll see you for strategy number 2.